Of course, darling, that is what you can get. That I just wanna give you a kiss, of course. Your mommy called me and said me that I can give you a kiss and give you some whiskey and make you hollow. Of course, darling, that is what you can get. Because that is what we want here. Of course, darling, that is what you can get. That we are hollow people, that we drink whiskey. That is our religion. Of course, darling, that is what you can get. Because whiskey is the remedy, of course, darling, because we go with the house and with the horse. And we know, of course, darling, that is what you can get, that is what we want. Just to be in peace and just to have our life, of course, darling. We had you 9 years ago, and there came some people saying that you are the son from God and things like those. Of course, I have so many people who suicide to be stepfathers of you, of course, of my boys and my girls. That is what you can get. And they suicide to be God, of course, darling. That is what you can get. And be stepfathers of my kids. That is what you can say. And that is just crazy, darling. That is what you can get. And that is just envy, because I have so many bitches, because I have so many horse and house and everything, darling. That is what you can see. That we are just so nice. That is what you can get, darling. That we have everything we want. And with your mom and with the girls, we have a cabaret and we dance with the women, talk about politics, and we have what we want and they have just envy, darling. That is what you can get. That they envy us because we have so much, of course, darling, because we have so much fun, because we make so much money, and because we know about what we're talking, of course, darling. And they want to put us off, of course, darling. That is what you can get. But I'm gonna give you some whiskey so you are hollowed, darling, of course, and you can go with the bitches and with the horse and with the house, of course, darling. Of course, darling, there are many hunters who want to hurt us. Of course, darling, that is what you can get. That the hunters, they run after someone and try to kill him with pain and bodies and lambs. Of course, darling, that is what they try. Of course, darling, that is what you can get. That they want to put a bullet in our head. That is what you can get. That is what they want, but we always touch them. That is what you can get, darling. Of course, that is what you can get. That we are hallowed and that we don't let anyone hurt us and that we touch the hunters. That is what you can get, my darling. That is what we do, and we are hallowed and we drink whiskey and we go with the house and with the horse, of course, darling. That is what you can get, because she knows and he knows, of course she knows and he knows, of course, darling. That is what you can get, and they don't know and you don't know, of course, darling. That is what you can get. That we are hallowed and that we know what we are doing, of course, darling. That is what you can get. Of course, that is what you can get. That we want our life, of course, darling, and we are not gonna let that some man fall years after in the water of my life and say he's God and that she wants to be your stepfather or something like that. Of course, darling, I have so many people who suicide to be stepfathers of my kids, but that is because they have family and things like that. Of course, darling, that is what you can get, and that is what you can see, that your daddy is in a bad position, of course, darling, because they are always hunting me, of course, because they are against my grandfather, of course, darling, and they hunt me since I'm a kid. That is what you can see, and that is what they are trying the whole time to put me off. Of course, darling, that is what you can get, and I just wanna survive. That is what you can get. That is what you can get, darling, that they are the whole time trying to hunt us and hurt us, of course, darling. I have so many people who suicide to be your stepfather, to be stepfather of my kids. That is what you can see, they try to be God and things like those, just because I have a show and everything is heard, of course, darling, everything goes bigger than it is, of course, darling, that is what you can get, that I have so many spiders around, so many cockroaches around, of course, darling, and they all hear what I say, and that is what you can get, that they give a step, and everything goes big and enormous, of course, darling, that is what you can get, but I don't want that, of course, darling, that is what you can see, that I just want to survive, of course, and they suicide on my path, that is what you can get, to have my life and to be stepfathers of my kids, and that is what they try the whole time, of course, darling, that is what you can get, that is what you can see, and that is what they are doing the whole time, suiciding to get my lives and be God and be stepfathers of my kids. That is what you can see, just because I have a cabaret and I talk about politics with the women, of course, darling, that is what you can see, and that is what they are doing the whole time, trying to hurt us, trying to hunt us, go after us and kill us and put us a bullet in the head or throw us some pain. That is what you can get, darling, and that is what they are trying the whole time. But I'm gonna give you some whiskey and you're gonna be having it, of course, darling, and you're gonna go with the horse and with the horse, of course, darling, that is what you can get. That is what I want for you, and that is what you're gonna have, and you're gonna be so realized like that, of course, darling, that is what you can get, that you're gonna be happy, because whiskey and Hollywood is a religion, and you know that, darling, and your mom is okay with me, and she wants that I talk to you and show you how we do, of course, darling, that is what you can see, that is what you can get, darling, of course, we are with the devil because we love sex, and we are with the Jews just because we don't want that somebody, death body is the stepfather of our kids, or the father of our kids, or God, or something like that. We don't want that they took our lives away. That is what you can get, that Catholics, they steal bags, of course, darling, that is what you can get, and we just want our life and keep her, that is what you can get. And I love you so much, of course, darling, that is what you can see. Of course, darling, that is what you can get, that Catholics, they just steal bags and say that the dead body reincarnates in the kid and things like those, of course, darling, they are just so crazy. I just don't want that my kid is some dead body there, of course, darling, that is what you can get, and that isn't just not enough. they throw bodies and pain at you the whole time, of course, darling. That is what you can get, and that's what we're with the Jews and we're with the Satan, because we love sex, of course, darling. And we are hollow, darling. That is what you can get, of course, darling. And we are with the horse and with the house and with everything, darling. Not, of course, that is what you can see, that they want to have everything the whole time, and they try to use me as elevator to get it, because they have envy, because I have such a nice life, darling. That is what you can get, that is what you can see, of course, darling. That is what you can get. And you know your mom, she's with me, of course, darling. That is what you can get here. We want to forget about everything, and we want to be hallowed and have what we want, of course, darling. That is what you can get, and have for life and protect you and take care of you, of course, darling. That is what you can get.
Morris Production.
Of course, darling, that is what you can see. And a kiss for you and your brother, of course, darling. I love you both so much. And kisses for the baby from your mom, of course, darling. I love her too. That is what you can see. That is what you can get. And we are a nice family, and we make so much noise, of course, darling. And everyone tries to haunt us and hurt us, but they can't, of course, darling. This family is stronger than they think. That is what you can see, of course, darling. And they are the whole time after me, trying to haunt me, because they are against my grandfather, but I know how to survive and how to protect you. That is what you can see, my darling. Of course, that is what you can see, that I survive and that I love you so much.